Instead of spending all that money on the Bibby Stockholm, very interesting bit of statistics here. The Bibby Stockholm has 39 people moved onto it for, I think, 2 days. It's supposed to house 500 migrants, and it's cost over £500,000, £24,000 a day, £560,000 in 4 weeks, and unused. Now, if you took that money, you could apparently employ 20 asylum decision makers to clear at least 80 asylum claims, to make a decision on them. It's simply staggering. It's simply staggering. 20 asylum decision makers could have been employed for that money, could have cleared 80 claims, double the amount of people who were actually on the barge in the first place. And Stephen Kinnock has said that the government are casting around for any way of getting people into emergency accommodation, but what they should really be doing is recruiting more caseworkers and decision makers to the Home Office so these claims can get processed. That means getting into the backlog, recruiting the right kind of asylum caseworkers and decision makers to get that backlog cleared and get people out of the hotels. They should never have been in hotels in the first place. And the fact that Suella Braverman has done these deals lasting for many years with rather shady hotel chains means that we are stuck with these hotels for the foreseeable future. What can we do with these hotels if and when we clear the backlog? Well, there's a simple answer. We can use them to help look after homeless people. It is the only solution. That way, we square this circle. People say, you're so concerned about migrants. Why aren't you concerned about the homeless people in the UK? Well, that's where the homeless people should go. Homeless people. We should put the homeless people in the hotels that Suella Braverman has wasted money on hiring. And those hotels, incidentally, they are making significantly more now with the Home Office agreements than they ever made in the past. And so many of these hotels are squalid chains. Squalid. But if they're good enough for migrants, they're certainly good enough for homeless people. And we shouldn't be cramming 2 to 3 in a room. We should give people a little dignity. 51,000 asylum seekers in hotels at the moment. And more people coming across the channel. Why? Because we're giving money to France to patrol its own borders, to do what it should be doing naturally. This is madness. And you may think, oh my goodness, he sounds like some sort of right-wing nutter. No, I'm not. I'm not. For some bizarre reason, the right-wing nutters and myself have exactly the same view. We shouldn't be giving France money to patrol its own beaches. We shouldn't be putting migrants in hotels. And we should never have done the deal with the hotel owners. But as we've now got this hotel problem, we should be using those hotels for our own homeless people. And we should be putting as much effort into recruiting case handlers so that we can get the migrant numbers down. And those migrants who are judged to be safe and to be able to work should then have an opportunity to do so as fast and as soon as possible. And to demonstrate that they want to make a contribution to the life that they have chosen here, even before we make a final decision about whether or not they are to be granted asylum, even before that stage. We are in a period of absurdity politically. And I think that's partly because we don't have a goal, because the present government has recognised that it's going to lose the next election. Well, we need to change the temperature. And maybe if the present government has recognised it's going to lose, it needs to do so with dignity, and it needs to make sure that it hands on the baton in the best possible form. It needs to make sure that the Labour Party begins as well as it can, rather than ensuring that there's no money left and no hope. We need to think of the country rather than political expedience.